Is the natural way worth it? With your favorite freaking influencers like Eubank jumping on the saw, or maybe you followed another TikToker slash influencer who's been in the gear closet, Michael Hearn. The temptation to be a part of these dark side boys, or should we refer to them as the dark skins? Actually, that sounds a little bit racist. Anyways, joining the dark side is no joke, and unless you have serious ambitions in the sport of bodybuilding, yeah, just bodybuilding, I don't even think it's worth jumping on for powerlifting. But hey, you do you. For whatever reason you have to jump on, let's discuss some of the positives of staying natural that are 100% overlooked when considering gear usage. I think the least obvious side effect that's 100% going to be overlooked is that you're going to look significantly older. Now, I know a lot of you 20-year-olds are like, I already look so old because you have facial hair, you have poor skin routine, or maybe naturally you just look a little bit older than other 20-year-olds. Taking PEDs is not going to help you. It's going to make you look a lot older. We saw this with the Trend twins. I'm about 4 years older than these guys, yet I look like I'm 10 years younger. No hate to them, they're actually pretty nice guys. But performance enhancing drugs are known to have acceleration in your aging, not only from your appearance but also from your brain. It makes your brain more mature, not meaning you're a more mature person, meaning your brain's gonna be a little bit slower, probably less intelligent than you are at the current state. But some of you probably knew this, so let's just acknowledge the other cope that people say when they're considering performance enhancing drugs is that you're going to reach a natural limit, not just for your physique but for your strength. Now, caring about what you could accomplish physically should not supersede the idea that you're going to get stupider, you're going to think slower on PEDs versus if you're not on PEDs. But yeah, that's not a mistake. I don't think there really is going to be a point where you hit a natural limit. I think your idea of natural limit should be how far are you willing to lock in on certain things that you can control for your training, recovery, whatever stress management you're going through to promote your recovery, train hard, and reach a point in time in your training career where you just happen to be the best that you'll probably be throughout the rest of your life. This is just called a peak. Everyone has their peak. Some peak only in high school. The nerds and gamers like myself, yeah, we're peaking now right now. At least that's what I tell myself. Also, quick shout out to Huge Supplements, my sponsor. They have released a new pre-workout formula, which is honestly way better than the previous. All the high ingredients are listed right here. Wrecked Huge Supps. You can use code JUSTLEE for 10% off, or stay tuned for a massive Black Friday drop that's coming soon this month. And so it's fair to say that there's going to be a peak in your lifespan that you have your best physique, your strongest physique, and that from this point on, you're not going to surpass that level. If that's what you're considering your natural potential, then absolutely does there exist a enhanced potential, and absolutely people in bodybuilding acknowledge that, which is why you have bodybuilders critiquing other bodybuilders' cycles with longevity in the sport. It's funny because this quote-unquote longevity is pretty much your overall livelihood or life from experiencing deaths in bodybuilding. But not to get absolutely cynical right now, no one lives forever. Everyone has a timeline, and most people who use PEDs for bodybuilding and are conservative for their health, they might be knocking off a marginal part of their life, which they might not even reach anyways because of disease like cancer. So it might not make even much of a difference, for being honest. We all have different genetics here, right? So now you might be sitting here like, fuck it, yeah, let's do some steroids. But no. Again, unless you have a chance at being a Mr. Olympia and have great genetics for hyper responding on low amounts of gear, the risk to reward is probably going to be worth it, since the damage you're going to be intaking is going to be at a minimal and you really might hit it big. But let's be honest, there's going to be more problems or not when you start going enhanced, because now you have to become a chemist with what you're taking and also becoming a doctor with acknowledging what type of damages are being done to your body, or hire a coach and let them play doctor. That's kind of the big risk. And on top of that, a lot of these guys that jump on gear change mentally. Oh, you have body dysmorphia? Just wait till you jump on the gear, feel even worse when you hit a low, and potentially maybe better when you hit a high. I heard the extremes that you feel your emotions more. I guess it really depends on the person. But hell, if you don't even get to fix your body dysmorphia, then maybe it's not the greatest idea to take performance enhancing drugs for that one reason. You'll just have your natural body dysmorphia, then you'll have your enhanced body dysmorphia. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? But hey, maybe I'm completely speaking out of my ass because I never took any of these performance enhancing drugs, so I don't know what to expect with my own genetics, but I'd also be very terrified that I'd love the way I feel and change as a person. Now personally, if you're about 25 years of age and you've gotten a lot of things sorted out in your life, like your career, what you want to do in your life in terms of achievements and fulfillments, and that big chunk of that vision has bodybuilding in it, and that you've also trained for a solid amount of time naturally where you did not just think, fuck it, I'm gonna jump on steroids in like 5 years, then you will probably be a solid candidate, because that same level of critical thinking where you're contemplating staying natural or jumping on the sauce is going to be the same type of thinking that will save you in the future from overcommitting if things simply do not become worth it. Hindsight is always 20/20 looking back, but sometimes foresight can be in the form of critical thinking to help you pick a path that will be better suited for you in the long term versus being stuck in the shackles of the juice life of this is what gave me success, this is where I'm gonna die by, rest in peace Boston Lloyd, and that your physique isn't what made you who you are but what you've achieved in your past experiences. An example of this is just like Jay Cutler. He respects himself enough and has the critical thinking to understand that what he's achieved has passed him, but yet you could still make the best of your scenario by moving forward in your life with a different purpose and stage. Now, using another influencer who's getting a lot of heat and has a massive target right now on his back is going to be Alex Eubank. And from a resume standpoint, everything I just described about the perfect candidate does fit Alex. He's been trained for a while naturally, he's about the right age to jump on, he has his financials taken care of, his success taken care of, which on paper seems like he'd be doing it for the right reasons, but one big part is missing. He's not doing it for the right purpose. He's not doing it to have a career in bodybuilding. Heck, he admitted to not even being that serious with bodybuilding. The goal's ambiguous, and his ego is absolutely attached to how he looks, and he's going to lose the body dysmorphia game, the game of comparison. He's going to rot himself from the internal doubt by listening to what people are saying about him on the internet. I think jumping on gear was a horrible idea in his circumstance, since he could have exhausted other options such as a caloric surplus, training with more intensity or more strictness, and overall committing to the bodybuilding lifestyle. He's a grown-ass man, he can do whatever he wants, but the influence he has on other people is what people have to acknowledge as a no-no. Watch for your entertainment, kind of like Togi the train wreck. Watch, but be conservative and do not do as he does. Those actions might lead you to a very dark place, one with serious consequences, unlike if you were to stay natural, because even though you're consuming tons of caffeine and pre-workout, you're overall probably way healthier than the average person just by being more fit alone. But yeah, being natural might seem like it sucks, but getting back to my point about making progress with the natural potential, there actually isn't a natural potential. I think that if you keep going, you'll surprise yourself to whatever mental limit you think there is, and that people who train hard and dedicate themselves, they are super proud of what they achieved, and they do not feel guilty. They do not feel like they borrow time from the future like a lot of people are enhanced to feel like. Your hard work will never be discredited because of the use of XYZ. Yes, you might be discredited because you have good genetics, but that's just a backhanded compliment. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Peace.